on the weekends, but especially during the weekdays, having events like this. Really nice. So once again, big shout out to Beef Pot Pie as he takes care of the earlier rounds in this event leading up to the final. So definitely a big shout out to him. So
Definitely. Game 2 is underway, though.
It is. It looks like it has begun. Even the band's going out, and we're not showing you yet. Just because we're that mean. No, anyways, let's take a look, though. Let's jump into game number 2 here. We got Call It Karma taking on Pudge, of course. Call It Karma this time on the Legion side, and Pudge going to be on the Hellborn side. So, wasn't lying, though. The blind band's already finished. Wild Soul Warbeast coming out here from Call It Karma. Then you have Parasite Ophelia taken care of by Pudge. So, definitely strong blind bands, but Keeper of the Forest, he's going to be locked up right away. By Call It Karma, with that said, as a result of what's happening here. So, but you also you got the Wild Soul Warbeast blind bands coming out from Call It Karma. So a lot of jungles taken care of. Limits the options really here.
Yeah, definitely. And then Keeper of the Forest locked up right away by Call It Karma, and Pudge has to realize that that probably would have been the most likely thing to have had locked there. So maybe they have something up their sleeve. We already see right-clicking is Tempest there from Mega Beaver, so perhaps Tempest plus something else. There's Tempest, and there's Bubbles.
Yeah, it goes back to the mindset of, all right, you can pretty much assume that they're going to be first picking that keeper.
Right.
We need to guarantee ourselves a jungle at the very least ourselves. So let's lock up Tempest. Let's go with that. So definitely makes sense here as far as a good option coming out. But the Bubbles on top of that, of course, as well for a solid suicide option. So hell, I could see that being the response right away for Pudge as far as their picks even go. So Call It Karma, back to their side. Who would they maybe want to finish off with or think they could possibly finish off with, as well as maybe trying to tempt Pudge into picking up as well. Always a lot of logic mindset going around here. So again, this is a Sound Blasters event finals here for this qualifier. There's 8 qualifiers in total. Already 2 out of the way, this being the 3rd one. Once all 8 are done, I'm not exactly, I don't have the information right in front of me by any means, but of course, as that approaches, I got to figure it's a little bit down the line, of course, so we need the qualifiers to finish and everything, but then there's that 16-team tournament, and it's going to be the best of the best. It's going to be, in a sense, a diamond division of Hantu even.
Yeah, basically.
Going at it, competing for a lot of money. So there really is, and actually, as Sam even mentioned there on the podcast, which if you missed it, will be on VOD, of course, as soon as possible, but it's going to be a great year. It's already turning out to be an awesome year for competitive Han. I mean, we already have 4 official big LAN tournaments that are really officially going to be happening at this point, especially for the North American European region, and perhaps even more to come. So, and then amongst then you got Han Tour obviously itself, and these online events seem to be popping up here and there. So, good to see.
Call It Karma locks up some more suicide heroes. So there's 3 already. Well, actually, basically, all of those heroes can suicide.
Yeah.
But along with Keeper of the Forest specifically, you have Bubbles. Blitz is for the final lock, actually. I think that's kind of like a throwaway one. But along with the Suicide Keeper, you also have Tempest and then Bubbles and then Plague Rider and Pharaoh. Now, that kind of tells me that they're going to be running Keeper as a jungler. Call It Karma is, that is, because they locked up so many suicide heroes. And I will say that Keeper, he's a fine jungler, but, straight up passive jungler versus passive jungler, Keeper versus Tempest. I think Tempest is a little bit more effective because he farms faster, in my opinion, and I think just is a little bit better. The only player I've ever seen to really run Keeper as a jungler and be super, super effective and farm faster than anybody is Mynuts. I've yet to see someone really, really, truly farm well in the jungle with Keeper other than him. So I'm curious to see how Call It Karma does run their lanes with Keeper, if they do, assuming, of course, that they first pick him.
Yeah, it really seems like you've been appreciating or really liking the play of that guy over there on TDM.
Trying to find a way to word it correctly.
trying to. You always got to be careful with that name. We've learned over time. He definitely is an impressive jungler. Maybe he seems like he is overlooked a lot as far as and we know him as the captain of TDM. He does the drafting and everything and whatnot, but very, very, very good jungler. And
he is.
Seems like he's been impressing you a lot lately. So
he is. I watch him all the time, and I see him just farm ridiculously on those jungles, and on every hero that he's jungling with, namely Keeper and Tempest. I mean, he knows like when to push, when not to push, when to bring back the lane, when to farm, when to leave the lane for someone else, when to leave the jungle for someone else. If you have like a Draconis or someone that can clear stacks really fast in your team, so. I really do think he's a fantastic jungler.
That kind of takes me back to what actually Hax was saying in an interview that we did with him, again, going back to the podcast, where he brought up how Moon Meander has kind of adjusted to being that new jungler for complexity. Granted, he is a great player, great microwing player specifically in the end, but, experience, it's going to need to happen. You know, over time, you are going to go through some growing pains, perhaps. But my point being, you know, you look at Minot's the captain of TDM, where he has a lot of experience now when it comes to playing, especially that role. And, you know, maybe that's something that's just kind of hasn't resulted in where he's at right now. But anyway, we're kind of getting side topic here. Let's look at this game. We got the bans coming out. Neither one of those teams in this match. But no, Call of Karma versus Pudge. All right, banning phase just finishing. And once again, we have the Dampier ban first by Call of Karma. Something over here about Pudge running a Dampier lately. Really bothering them. So Dampier into Pebbles, Magmus, Moon Queen, Draconis, Josiah. And you see right there, the Jellyfish will gladly accept a Silhouette Snap first pick there. So.
Yeah, it's going to be really strong. There's no other hero really in that pool that can solo in the short lane effectively and win their lane and not really carry to the late game because Draconis is banned out, Moon Queen is banned out. But yeah, lots of aggression early on with Fade and Engineer. And that lane in combination is very, very strong with long-range stuns and good synergy. And Engineer just being one of the most popular support heroes in the game right now. Yeah, good pickups there. And Tundra actually is picked up now by Call It Karma. Was banned out by them in the regular banning phase last time, but they pick him up this time, along with the Aluna pickup.
Yeah, that was really standing out to me, specifically that Tundra with the Fade pickup coming out here from Pudge. You think of, again, not necessarily a hard counter by any means, but heroes that can deal with a certain hero like Fade more effectively, at least. Definitely Tundra's one of them, specifically with that Shiver, as always.
Yeah.
Being able to scout things out, so perhaps her incoming before she even invisits it and whatnot. Wretched Hag is going to be the final pick coming out for Pudge in the regular picking phase. But yeah, both teams, again, looking strong here to start, but I see Call It Karma's lineup, and that's definitely very, very powerful for me. And then you're going to expect the Keeper, the Forest right here. There you go. And now, is it going to be your Tempest? Bubbles even? I mean, it could be Tempest, any of those two said, really.
It could be Tempest, Plague as well. Plague, obviously not the strongest hero against Keeper of the Forest because of all the minions that can mitigate a lot of damage from that ultimate. So right here, I would say perhaps Tempest plus Bubbles would be strong. Yeah, Bubbles is going to be very good for the silence. For Silhouette, especially, not being able to transfer to the Illusion if they try to gank her when she has that ultimate up and active. So, I mean, that's a very, very good hero with them. Not to mention having the mobility of both Wretched Hag and Bubbles on your team is always very effective. So, I'm going to go ahead and say Tempest Bubbles here.
You see Ultimate Defend, definitely thinking about it. Has he always been their captain, by the way? For some reason,
Mega Beaver was drafting for them for the longest time. I don't know when they made the switch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. I thought he was their captain. But yeah, I haven't been following them too much lately, so we'll see. They are in gold, as we mentioned earlier, dropping from the Diamond Division. But anyways, I'm sure we'll see them again. There's the final pick, the final couple of picks coming out. So again, Tempest Bubbles is really expected. The Plague Rider quick response from Call of Karma. So they were happy that they could get that in the end when it came down to it. So yeah, I mean, you both look at both lineups. I maybe am leaning towards Call of Karma's lineup, honestly, but both are strong. So.
Call of Karma's lineup is like the old age, and Pudge is like the new age, so to speak. Call of Karma, I expect them to perhaps, I would say like 3 months ago, I'd expect them to go Tundra mid, but something tells me they might actually dual lane mid with Silhouette and Aluna, and then go Tundra in the short. You can safely assume that Engineer and Fade are going to be taking over that mid lane. They could do something else. They're walking top right now, but I think this is just simply to defend the pole. They could switch it up after that. As we see, actually Wretched Hag buying side lane items, and Bubbles rushing towards the bottom to place that rune, or place that rune ward, or not rune ward, but pole ward. So yeah, and Tundra is setting up shop in the mid lane. So I think he's going to have a very rough time. Now, of course, I did mention just a second ago that Tundra's pretty damn good in mid, but against a Fade Engineer, I don't know. Like that's a very aggressive lane, and it has long range stuns that combo together. And they're actually going to catch out the Plague Rider right now. The stun does hit, pushes him away, unfortunately, but that's the longest range you could have asked for from Engineer. So
the bottom lane, Bubbles also taking pressure, and he'll be bloodlusted there. I was watching the bottom while you were watching the top. I was a little bit confused. But yeah, both the teams running into a bit of action, and it works out a lot better for Call of Karma. Now, what I was watching there, now he did get the ward of side off, as you see, but it was a well played by Silhouette specifically. He actually flanked around while Aluna went the usual way, eventually spotting Bubbles. Bubbles maybe thought he was a little bit safer than expected. And of course, he actually used the Shell Surf as well offensively right before they initiated on him for really scouting out. So yeah, you could even say perhaps a little bit of a misplay by P-Top there. But he gets bloodlusted. So he got the ward of side off, but bloodlust kill, and in fact, it was in favor of Aluna. That's going to be some very quick boots, you'd think.
Yeah, that's really good for them. I didn't see that, but there's really no reason you should get bloodlusted right down there. when you have your Shell Surf. And you mentioned offensively, like he's using it to get down there as fast as possible, but must have used it at a bad time because obviously having that off cooldown when you're running into the most dangerous spot of the jungle early on like that is not what you want. So he's going to start off at a little bit of a deficit here. Now he does have the deny effect from Tempest as it converts that one creep into elementals, and that's good for him. But it's going to have a rough time down here against this Aluna.
All right, so as expected, though, in the middle lane, you know, you're kind of talking about this matchup as we thought it was going to be, is the Tundra versus the Engineer Fade, and how Tundra will need to be pretty careful here as far as getting ganked. I mean, you see the positioning coming out from Mega Baby here on this Engineer. Very, very aggressive, of course, on the uphill against Excel playing this Tundra. So maybe not a level 1 kill necessarily, but as the levels start adding up here, especially at the level 3 mark.
Well, they kind of have already lost lane positioning. Like, see the double archers pushing up right there? These are going to be a lot of free creeps and free experience here for Tundra. And he went the shield hatchet route, so he's going to be able to not only get good CS using that hatchet and then having already a fantastic high base damage with his great animation, but he's also going to mitigate a lot of auto attack damage with that shield. So, I mean, look at right now. He's already got, what, 5 creep kills and full experience against the 7 creep kills for Fade, who has assistance from Engineer. So this is working out not too badly for Call of Karma early on.
Yeah, that's great news. So now really you can even bank more for this Fade Engineer combination. They're going to be going for a kill here sooner than later because they almost need it now. Bottom lane Bubbles, again, a lot of pressure on him. Power throw will connect. Silhouette diving somewhat. Had the tree grapple, but chose not to necessarily use it right there. Just wanted to play it safe. And health potion in the end going to be activated by Bubbles. But clearly this bottom lane is absolutely going horribly for Bubbles. Not only getting bloodlusted even way before the laning phase started, but it is a Silhouette Aluna after all. Double range, and well, Silhouette versus a Bubbles alone could be very difficult to deal with. So yeah, he's not having the greatest of times. On the other hand, Silhouette is having a very good time, as actually she just goes to the side shop, purchases her boots right there.
Okay, so all that time and trouble spent on Bubbles going down there to block the pole doesn't even block it. That ward does not block the pole.
I was wondering about that. I was just assuming it did, but wow.
Bubbles in the meantime in a lot of trouble, taking still some more harassment. That was actually a very, very early take cover as he's going to run away. I feel like he could have used the Shell Surf first. So yeah, that is not good at all. And actually Keeper's using that to his advantage, double stacking it and then pulling it. So very, very unfortunate they're coming out early from Dundee's jungle Devos.
That really just adds insult to injury big time. I mean, gets bloodlusted. The ward said that he did get down, sacrificing himself in a sense. Doesn't even do anything literally. No vision, no blocking. It absolutely it gives him some nice little vision on a couple of the trees here, so he gets some good cosmetics. But that's it. So yeah, that's.
But
bad.
Even then, like this is why you almost always block it on the top side too, because you can also see potential ganks coming your way. So he doesn't see anything, and he doesn't block the pull. So really bad start there.
Yeah, I mean, the idea it is, well, for one, you want to just get it down ASAP in that case, and maybe a little bit of panic, sure. But two is, you want to be a little bit crafty. I'm sure from time to time. You don't want to place it in the exact same spot every game, or it'll just be 100% countered every single game, most likely. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, getting the top placement, gets you some good vision and. It probably would just get countered anyways if they're going to invest into that. So, anyways, yeah. So it sucks for him. Not the best of news, but we can move on. Top lane, Wretched Hag in the meantime. Now look at the goal per minute chart. Actually, it seemed like it was a great start here for the Legion team. Sure, Silhouette's way up there. She is having a fantastic time, but actually, Wretched Hag is also having a pretty solid time here at the top lane herself. Yeah. Against this Plague God, and then even Fade, and then even Tempest also not doing too shabby. So. Things aren't going that horribly for Pudge by any means.
Well, yeah, obviously Tempest is having a free farming in the jungle, and that's good for him. And his farming, what do you know, a lot faster than this Keeper of the Forest, and that's good for him. In the meantime, though, like you mentioned, Wretched Hag over the top lane. We see some action in the mid. No, it's not going to do too much, but Wretched Hag is winning her lane handedly. Like, it really shouldn't be this one-sided, in my opinion. Plague is a very, very strong solo laner, and Hag actually did opt out of going for the level 2 Haunt. Actually jumping in right there. There's level 1 Haunt to use the Sonar Scream for some extra damage. Not going to be enough for the moment, but definitely putting considerable harass into Plague Rider, but really shouldn't be winning this lane as well as he is. So good job by Tiore.
Tiore, of course, coming off the Moon Queen game where, I mean, he is just absolutely dominating and Moonkin, we do see initiation here in the middle lane, though. Double damage activated on that Fade, and the final auto attack will be enough. If it wasn't for that DD, he could have actually got away right there in Tundra. So it's a good thing that Fade had that DD, but, you know, they executed it, and it works out pretty well right there.
Engineer didn't even use a turret. I was waiting for that. I don't know why he didn't, but just didn't use it for some reason. But the DD certainly helped right there, and that's exactly what they need.
Yeah. So, very good kill for them in the middle lane, and actually Fade's farm now, it's 335, 345 gold per minute even, just jumping up more and more. She all of a sudden is off to a very good start herself. And there's the Ring of Sorcery actually just finished on Tempest. Again, he's been having some pretty good time in the jungle. If Plague Runner's not careful, in fact, he could be in a little bit of trouble here. He is somewhat pushed up, and if Tempest realizes that quickly here, maybe he can go set up a gank. There goes the despawn of the minions, but it doesn't look like he's too interested, actually. So, Plague Runner may be fine when it's all said and done, but I don't know. It seems like they could get a free kill here, even.
Yeah, he could have even just walked up there and ultimate and used his ultimate on Tempest. Even the stun, actually, because you have full mana up on Wretched Hag and level 6. Yeah. The worst thing you can do is go for a gank right after Plague Runner hits level 6, and then Plague Runner getting some lucky bounces and getting a counter kill. So actually, I feel like they could get a very free kill here.
It's he's finally coming over, but it's just too late. I mean, Plague Runner realizes that Wretched Hag was playing pretty aggressive there. Maybe something's up. I don't know. They're going to go once again. The haunt is applied, but Tempest is just out of range. He cannot get in range for the stun. Plague Runner will be fine. They really missed on an opportunity there.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. Even if they just had the initial stun there from Tempest to start it off, but they are going to push this right now. And one of the things I've always said about Suicide Plague is, he's a great Suicide hero. He's a great 1v1, but he suffers against the early push. And right now, that's what we're seeing is, obviously the deny effect kind of goes against you because you're pushing your lane back even more against pushes. It does not help at all. And you have the Ring of the Teacher up onto Wretched Hag, actually, so it's going to provide some extra armor. Here comes the blink, and actually, there's a haunt. Does he have enough mana for the ultimate? No, he does not. He does have a bottle, though. He's choosing and charges on his wall. Yeah, I feel like there's constant kill opportunities that are being missed out here for the top lane, but they do get the tower down.
Yeah, they really just wanted to secure the tower more so, not let it get denied there by Plague Runner in the end, though. So that they accomplished, and actually as a result of that, we are now looking at about an 1,800 gold lead here, as well as just around 1,100 experience lead. So things are still coming together pretty nicely here for Pudge, despite some missed opportunities. This top secondary tower now going to start even applying a little bit of pressure to it, and we'll see what Call It Karma does to respond. Luna looks like she might be heading over there already. Plague Runner, of course, heading back. He is not level 6 just yet. Something tells me he is fairly close, but not there just yet. Now the Shiver is out also from Excellier playing this Tundra. They really want to collapse on this, and actually this could work out pretty well. Tempest especially, he doesn't have that escape. Wretched Hag, of course, has the blink. Here we go, Keeper of the Force. He's going to get a great root off right there. In comes the minions. Wretched Hag should be fine, but Tempest in a lot of trouble. Piercing shards, they are going to barely hit, I believe. And actually Tempest, yes, he should fall. Whoa, the Plague Goo was even used right there. Actually, I don't know if that was 100% necessary, but it does get the kill nonetheless.
Yeah.
And they take a 2-1 lead. Silhouette at the bottom lane in the meantime. Look at that. A level 7 Silhouette versus a level 3 Bubbles. Trying to run away, but here comes Fade action. Going to open right here. Bubbles going to assist for a turnaround kill. And P-Top will get the credit for the kill when it's all said and done. That worked wonders there for the Hellborn side.
A very much needed kill for him, too. So he should stay down in his bottom lane and soak up as much experience as he can. He's actually passing off his bottle to Fade. Who's going to go rebottle that for him. No, actually, that was Fade's bottle. As Fade was going to walk back and refill his own bottle. So that's very, very good for that team. Getting that counter kill right there. Wretched Hag using the ultimate and then blinking in. Fantastic job. The ultimate is not up on Plague Runner. He's going to try to use his Homecoming Stone to get away. There he is. But a Sonar Scream is up in 1 second. Yep, double kill there for Tiori.
Well played by Tiori. Using that Bad Blast very early on, but he knew that he did the math, as we always go back to. He did the math. He knew that it was going to be enough to set up the kill, and that's what he got it for. So, you'll see some players sometimes, wait for the prime opportunity to set up the Bad Blast for some kills or just for some mass team fights. But, again, he set that up beautifully, and it worked out very, very well. So, bottom lane again, though, Silhouette chasing Bubbles, and Death Lotus connects. A nice take cover there, but it's not going to matter. Alme will get credit for the kill on a Bubble. So, P-Top getting the counter kill onto him just even about a minute ago, but Alme comes back into the lane. Gets a solo kill himself. And just like that, jumps up pretty well once again in the GPM route. But still, when in the big picture, you do have Pudge though looking at a pretty solid, comfortable lead even. 2,200 gold lead and a 2,100 experience lead. We do have Call It Karma though. They are going to attempt to push here at the bottom lane with Keeper of the Force and Silhouette.
Yeah.
No one here so far from Pudge, so this could work out actually.
And he's using one of those tree dogs in the background to kind of pull the creep wave away to get a very, very easy tower kill here. in the tier 1 bottom tower. So that's going to be dead for sure. Bubble's trying to deny, but no, he's too far away. And he's just out of range of the Keeper of the Forest ultimate. Would have been kind of silly for him to use that, but Blade Rider taking some more damage, actually. And the taunt comes out. There's a Sonar Scream and a final auto attack. Fiore on a serial killer with the smackdown. I just heard Fade ulti on your screen, so I'm going to watch this mid lane action.
He is wanted to set something up here under either a Luna or Tundra. But both. In fact, the Courier comes out over here to. Oh, it's almost as if they saw coming in, but oh, there goes the Revelation, but it's just a little bit too late. In comes the Avalanche. So Luna may fall, but could they get a turnaround at least? Payless trying to stay alive here on this Fade. Yes, he'll be fine now. Tundra's actually in a lot of trouble. In comes a double damage Tempest, who's going to apply a lot of damage as well as the stuns coming out. But no. Oh, he doesn't have a double damage. Never mind. That's just a Witcher's Right, actually. Holy crap. A lot of tower kills all of a sudden. The top secondary and the bottom secondary going down for either side. But Tundra stays alive, actually, so that was the good news there for the Legion team, at least.
Yeah, the tier 2 tower is pushed bottom, and that's good for them. And right before, the Mana Ring was Ring of Sorcery was used there for Fade, so we could get that final Burning Shadow stun off, and it was so damn close to that Tundra. I thought for sure it was going to hit. It was very good coordination between those two, but it just barely missed. It was a good attempt there by Fade and Tempest, but just so close to getting Tundra, but he does escape. Nonetheless, the tower was pushed to the tier 2, but you know, look at the overall experience in gold lead. It's still in a comfortable lead for Denny's Jungle Heroes.
Well, most important, probably because of even the top secondary tower push. Came out for a bunch of basically at the exact same time. So
I missed that one.
It was really a secondary for a secondary exchange. So Wretched Hag, by the way, her farm, Tijori once again, obviously again playing the Moon Queen last game, this time playing the Wretched Hag. 475 GPM really and counting. She is well on her way to early on Hellflower here, as she has her first Arcana finished, as well as the build-up items that she has. So very impressive start for her, and very good news in the end for, of course, our Hellborn team. And then even you got Fade. Now, granted, Fade, his farm is very good, 346 gold per minute. Level's not the greatest right now. He's still level 7, so he's not necessarily snowballing in that sense. But he is, again, good farm. He has another 1,800 gold actually saved up, so kind of curious to see what Payless goes for here. Maybe the earlier on Portal Key even. Rator, he is European, so maybe the tablet. We'll see.
Could be the tablet, but honestly, in this game, I feel like Codex wouldn't be that bad either. Having just extra damage that you're going to need for those ganks onto whoever could be good as well. But any item really is fine with Fade. The big marker, though, is I would talk about the level 11. And you're right, she is slacking a little bit in the level department, but not the worst thing in the world. Like, you have a Wretched Hag that is off to a fantastic start early on here and is in the works for something like a 16-minute Hellflower. So that'll be very, very good for his team.
Yeah, and actually I pull up the XPM chart right here. So again, it's not the most impressive for her, but at the same time, she is still higher than anyone on the Legion team but that Silhouette as far as the experience per minute goes. So yeah, in the end, it's still pretty good. And in fact, hits level 8 right there as we see it. But yeah, it all really goes back to Tijori here, playing that Tijori, whatever you want to pronounce it.
Mega Beaver said to just call him TJ.
TJ? Oh,
yeah.
Well, works for me. Reminds me of Tijuana, though. I don't know if I want that. Anyways, so again, she is well on her way to Hellflower, as you said, maybe about a 60-minute or so. Another big item pickup, though. Portal Key just picked up on Tempest. So you got that Portal Key, Ring of Sorcery, and Boots. Now, remember the last game, granted this was for Call It Karma, we talked about this, how it seems like that Tempest got the early Portal Key. Unfortunately, wasn't really able to make much use of it right away. And really, for the whole game for that matter. At the bottom lane, though, big dive coming out of Silhouette right here. She doesn't have her ultimate just yet. Going to try to trigger grapple away. Too much damage, though, coming out. And decent response for the Legion team, but they can't chase back in time. A nice keg stun on them, well as a decently placed energy field, kind of blocking them off even. And the response from Call It Karma is nullified. Not only do they not get any counter kills, but they all ported down there and got absolutely nothing out of it.
Yeah, I think that was a combination of the Haunt damage, which is now level 4. He actually has not opted to level up that Blink ability, that Flash ability on Wretched Hag, as he has level 4 Haunt, so the damage propagating from the ultimate from Hag did a lot of damage, and then also the tree grapple through the kelp field, I believe, is what actually killed him, as P-Top got credit for that kill.
True.
And that was 4 ports, I believe. All 4 members remaining from Call It Karma ported down there, so I'm wasting on, what is that, about 600 gold or so in Homecoming Stones, not to mention all the time it spent and wasted, unfortunately, trying to get a counter kill, wasn't able to connect.
Yep, quite a lot invested, nothing coming out of it. In fact, it's going to get worse here for Call It Karma. The Jellyfish on Plague Rider will get easily picked. And by the way, Fate's going out for a new Portal Key. So it does go the Portal Key route. The Regenerate also happen to be bottles up, but they're now going to push the secondary tower here. It's again, it's not I don't think it's the same thing as the last game by any means, because especially the lineup that they have compared to the last game. But still, it's already getting ugly here for the Legion team, and you need to be careful when it's all said and done as far as not letting this get too out of hand, because you're already looking at a 5,200 goal lead deficit as well as a 1,500 experience lead, and we just now passed 15 minutes into this game. So
yeah,
got to be careful.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting too to think about. Pudge is a gold team now, and Call It Karma is a diamond team. As he's listening to the cast while he's playing. All right. Okay,
yeah, it's a 6-minute delay for a reason. But yeah, so apparently it is TJ. Okay. We got some initiation right here. The Burning Shadows connects, but the root does go off. A well-placed energy field. That's going to cause a lot of energy. The Tempest ultimate in the background from Ultimate Defend. And look at the onslaught coming out here specifically from TJ on the Wretched Hag. He finishes with a double tap. The Hellborn team just completely cleans up on Call It Karma. And Hellflower is not going to be finished here on Wretched Hag as a result of that fight. We do see Engineer getting caught out here. But Silhouette wants to be a little bit careful as they do have response support nearby. In fact, Wretched Hag thinking about going back in. She has full mana, actually. Going to go back in right here. In comes the screen. She has a Bat Blast, a beautiful Bat Blast coming out. Plague will fall. Down goes Almay. So them hanging around for as long as they did, that does not pay off. It is now ugly.
That was a 5 for nothing.
It
was
about
to concede.
They've had enough. They're like, you know what? It's not working. It's not working today. Call It Karma apparently is going to concede here, and that will do it.
Wow.
Game number 2 and the series. So honestly, 2 pretty quick games there between Call It Karma and Pudge, aka Dendy's Jungle Devos, but Pudge did play very well at the same time.
Yeah.
And you brought up a great point there at the end, how it is kind of funny how Call It Karma happens to be Diamond right now.
Yeah.
Whereas Pudge is going to be Gold. But anyways, they have been both bouncing up and down themselves. But here, we do got Pudge moving on to the Sound Blaster Finals tournament. So congratulations to them.
They brought their A game today. Wow.
Yeah, they did.
Great lineups in both games, and well played by every member, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say that they had so much blink potential, too. They had basically 3 blinks right there. Well, really 4, because Bubbles, even before he gets his portal key, still kind of has a blink ability. I mentioned that as we were getting into the draft, as Bubbles and Wretched Hag, very good synergy between the two. And then you slap a portal key on Tempest, which he had very early on, and then a portal key onto Fade, which he picked up right before the end there. Lots of mobility in that team.
Yeah, there was tons, and it definitely paid off for them. So, well played by Pudge. Indeed, you said it. They deserved that. They looked good. They really did, and that was a lot of fun to watch there from Pudge specifically. So, Call It Karma, again, a great team themselves, but clearly just wasn't their day today. Something just wasn't clicking for them, and in the end, TJ and crew come out on top. So, there you go. Shout out to that guy. But Pudge. So again, they take the series 2-0, and like I stated, that means they're now the 3rd team to qualify here, along with One Trick Pony and formerly known as Druids and N9, whatever you want to call them now. So you got 3 teams, then you got the 3 invited teams so far. So Complexity, Stay Green, and Trademark Esports, of course. Tournament is shaping up very nice, as expected. 6 teams in total. 16 are going to be ultimately in that finals event, where it's, again, Sound Blaster putting together a $40,000 prize and prize pool event. A lot of money on the line, and it is good to see that. So one more time, really big shout out to those guys over there, Sound Blaster. Also, there are other sponsors, and I believe it's Newegg, and I think I'm missing at least one there, but Newegg and Sound Blaster.
There you go.
2 big ones.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to those guys. Actually, I had it right here, I thought. Let me actually try to pull that up real quickly. No, it's not in here. Anyways.
Follow them on Facebook.
Follow those guys on Facebook. Facebook.com/SoundBlaster and Twitter.com/SoundBlaster. Again, they're going to be doing some giveaways here, I believe even today. So definitely check that out for more information. And, well, have your chance at it. Have your chance at it. Like and follow those guys. And, again, really in the end, even if you don't win, I mean, just show your appreciation for them putting this together for Han. We really do appreciate it. And it's good for the scene. The game we all love. So. All right, though. I think that pretty much kind of a short cast in the end, but that's how it happens. We are doing a giveaway? Yeah, just so that. Okay. So, yeah, once again, check that. Thought we might have actually been doing the giveaway ourselves. But no, you go to the Facebook.com/SoundBlaster and then the Twitter.com/SoundBlaster and then follow and like. So that is going to wrap it up for today, though, Tralfa. Any final words from yourself?
Really well played by Denny's Jungle Devos. I mean, they played fantastically. We saw, a 20-something, 24-minute concede, then a 15-minute concede, basically, in the second game. So really putting it to them.
Yeah, it was impressive play, and so it is kind of unfortunate to see them in the gold division. Going into cycle number 4, would have been kind of cool to see how they would fare. Like I said, they've been bouncing back and forth though, from what I remember. So I'm sure they'll do good in gold though, and join us for cycle 5 in the diamond division. But
absolutely.
Anyways, that is going to officially do it for our cast here today. So as far as that's concerned, we're going to be wrapping things up. But tomorrow we will, of course, be coming back here, guys. And it's going to set up for the beginning of what I'm sure is going to be not only a great weekend, but a great 4th cycle here for Han Tour.
Yeah.
Specifically that Diamond Division. We'll get things kicked off tomorrow with the round of 16 as always. And actually, I didn't even think to do this, but I'm guessing the brackets are up, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they're not actually. Maybe they'll be up tomorrow.
When we had the podcast, are they up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It looks like they are up. So actually, if you want to go to my screen real quickly, here you go. We got, you can see the matchups at hand. So here's the round of 16, as always, to get things started. Trademark Esports versus Doberon Dam. Now, again, Doberon Dam, this is a team. Talk about a team that a lot of people should really look up to as far as your average Joe, your everyday team. They started in bronze with cycle number 1, and they worked all the way through here to now cycle number 4. Who are these guys, by the way? Click on the name real quickly. I do not recognize a single name on their team. So. It's not like it just happened to be a good team that didn't qualify early on. I don't recognize their players. I don't know if you do, but these are just guys that
Awesome.
This is the platform for Han Tour. It really is, as far as what it's bringing to the table, and how even teams that didn't really get the chance before to kind of show themselves. So definitely sign up yourselves, as Sam especially stressed, for the bronze division. Anyways, so that's kind of a side note there. You got some good matchups as expected, though. I think 2
QSQ versus QSQ.
That's pretty funny that ended up happening.
Yeah.
Those 2 QSQ teams. Anything else that's standing? Ooh, Complexity versus Domain of Pain. See, now this is the interesting thing. Obviously, as we just found out today, Fitsuke leaving Domain of Pain to officially join Trademark Esports.
Yeah.
Replacing Insania after he got cut. I don't know.
Domain of Pain and Insania?
It's just swap places? Is that possible? I mean, I guess it is, but... What I'm more concerned about, though, now, looking at these matchups, that's definitely one that stands out to me. Will that actually be played, though? I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Will it actually be played? That's a different story. So, I don't know. We'll have to see tomorrow. Anyways, tomorrow we'll be coming at you. That's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. It all starts. It will be a doubleheader, as always. Round of 16 into the round of 8. And continuing on Sunday and, of course, into next week and even. So.
Yep.
Going to be a lot of fun, Trev, as always. Cannot wait for it. But I think it is time to wrap things up here on this cast. So from myself, Breaky CPK, you can follow this guy at Trelfon.
And at Breaky CPK.
We got our Facebook.com/Honcast, the Honcast on Twitter. For all those updates, really do stress that, because we give a lot of updates, and just a good way to interact with you guys, the community, as well. So check those out. Also, shout out once again to MilkFed and WZA for joining us on the podcast earlier on. Like I said, it seems like that went very well, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And check it out, the VOD, once it's up. If you didn't, if you missed it, that is, and expect more of those. Expect more of those in the future. Going to be a lot of fun. Anyways, tomorrow we'll see you again. For tonight, though, Sound Blaster qualifier number 3 finals is officially over. We do have Pudge taking out Call It Karma 2-0. Congratulations one more time to them. We will be seeing you tomorrow, though, guys. Have a good night.